Hey guys, welcome to MasterSports with Professor Rodger. I'm Professor Rodger, and today's lesson is in Irish history. Notre Dame is 12-0. They're undefeated. If we take a look at the college football playoff rankings, they're third behind Alabama, which is also 12-0, and Clemson, which is also 12-0. There's something else you'll notice about all these 12-0 teams. Alabama, next week they have to play Georgia in the SEC championship game. Clemson, next week they have to play Pitt in the ACC championship game. Notre Dame, they're done. Why is that? Notre Dame is special. They're an independent. They are not in a conference, unlike the vast majority of teams. They get to be treated differently from everyone because they're America's favorite team. It's been this way for almost 100 years. Go back in time, first big American football star, Knute Rockne. This apparently is how football players used to dress. We got Rudy. Rudy was offsides. He was past the line of scrimmage on the actual play. Anyway, moving on. George Gipp, on his deathbed, this Notre Dame football player, all he wanted was for Notre Dame to go out and win a game for him. This is not actually a picture of George Gipp. This is Ronald Reagan, who played George Gipp in a movie and then went on to campaign on the line, "Win one for the Gipper," because he played a Notre Dame football player in a movie. And of course, George Gipp was not the only person to wish for a Notre Dame victory on his deathbed. We also had Manti Te'o's girlfriend, Lene Kekua. You just hate to see a young person lost before their time. It's almost like she was never there at all. But it makes sense that on your deathbed, all you would want was for Notre Dame to win a game because, of course, Jesus is a Notre Dame fan. They have a giant painting of Jesus signaling for a touchdown right over the stadium. Notre Dame is so important that they're the only school that has its own exclusive TV contract. They have a deal with NBC. NBC shows Notre Dame football and only Notre Dame football. And this deal is awesome for Notre Dame, and it's entirely unique because it just is for their football team. No one really cares about like Notre Dame basketball. But Notre Dame football is special. Notre Dame football can play any team it wants, anywhere it wants, anytime it wants. Here, for example, a couple weeks ago, Notre Dame played Syracuse in Yankee Stadium in these atrocious Yankee-themed Notre Dame jerseys with pinstripes and Yankee-style Notre Dame lettering. Can you imagine this in other sports? If like next week LeBron got on stage and was like, "We're canceling all the games we have in March. We're playing the French national team in Paris," and everyone else in the NBA was just like, "Cool, those games count now." That's what Notre Dame gets to do. If we look at their schedule this year, it looks like a pretty robust schedule. Michigan, Stanford, Florida State, USC. This looks impressive as hell. The problem is though, it kind of isn't. Here are the strength of schedule rankings in college football. SEC, 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 Pac-12, SEC. The top 31 teams in strength of schedule are all members of power conferences. Notre Dame's all the way down here in 61st place, right ahead of Wyoming, Boise State. They're below East Carolina. Notre Dame this year, their schedule looked awesome, but really it's like a good Mountain West schedule type of deal. And that doesn't even factor in the fact that they don't have to play a conference championship game like Oklahoma and Alabama do. And I don't blame them, because Notre Dame is unique. Notre Dame is different. They're in a position where they can survive without being in a conference. And if you're in that position, why would you play a conference championship game that gives you an opportunity to lose the last week of the season? And that's today's lesson in Irish history.